Well, hi! Welcome to another Chubs Gone Wild. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's episode 436.
You want to know how distorted you just made that sound? It sounded like the event last night.
Oh, now.
No, it did.
Now.
It was horrible.
Now.
No, the sound effects.
Oh, this my sound effects, yes.
Yes.
It's actually my voice. It's just my voice.
Oh, that wasn't back.
No, my voice is hideous. It's hideous to all.
Okay.
Anyway, it is March 21st, 2022, and it is currently about 70 degrees and clear outside the Chubs Gone Wild studios, where it's expected to be what today?
80.
No. I feel like Kurt. God, I'm not ready for it. I'm just not ready for it. I don't want it. I don't know.
Oh, well, it's okay. You'll love it because tomorrow will be 88.
88. Okay. I guess, well, it's March and I'll be turning on that air conditioner. Because no thank you. All right. Well, it is, aside from the weather, it is 224 days till Halloween, 279 days till Christmas, only 27 days till Easter. And guess what falls on Easter?
Sunday.
Nephi's birthday.
Oh.
It's also 280 days until TJ Zombie Girl retires. And of course, it is Bacon Month. It's Kathy Birkin's birthday, bacon birthday month.
Oh my God. Are you
No, it came out all wrong. Anyway.
That's why when you're talking about Nephi's birthday, I can't even think past that because it's, Kathy Bacon's birthday month.
I know it is a sin to talk about anyone else's birthday other than hers in March. But
I really feel bad for all the people born in March because,
well,
they're kind of shaded by the glory that is Kathy Bacon.
That is true, but you know what? It's their parents' fault for not waiting. That's all I can say. So I hope everybody had a good Astara. It is the first day of spring. Well, today is now the second day of spring, technically, I guess. But yeah, it was a lovely day yesterday. Just a lovely day. At least, weather-wise and everything. Well, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, more. And you can go over to patreon.com/MattBurlingame and find out more about that. For, support us for as little as $1 a month. And we are looking to add a new patron this month. But we also want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Stasage from the universe, Eric, Sean, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. Well, guess what happened this day in history? You'll never guess. Well, okay, never mind. I'll just tell you. Martin Luther King Jr. begins the march from Selma to Montgomery. In the name of African American voting rights, 3,200 civil rights demonstrators in Alabama, led by Martin Luther King Jr., begin a historic march from Selma to Montgomery, the state's capital. Federalized Alabama National Guardsmen and FBI agents were on hand to provide safe passage for the march, which twice had been turned back by Alabama State Police at Selma's Edmund Pettus Bridge. So that was a monumental day in history. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and see if we have any fun holidays coming up here today. It's the happy day. What's that?
That's the only thing that happened on this day?
Well, there's other stuff, but it tends to run a little long, and some of the events aren't that interesting. I mean,
that's true.
Oh,
but it's never stopped you before, but
well,
okay. Go ahead.
It stopped me now because in 1393, somebody made the first pancake. I'm sorry. Thanks for the invention, but we don't.
Was there any maple syrup back then?
Only in Canada.
See, that's
And they probably didn't have sugar. I don't know. You know what? I am continually surprised when I come across stuff that's like, oh, in 12 BC, that was the first Mars bar was made. And I'm all like, really? Wow. So I mean, not literally, but as an example of anyway, it came to mind. Anyway, today's the Act Happy Day. Sure doing that. You want to try?
the what?
Act Happy Day. I mean, you are happy, but you can act happy.
Oh, I thought you said add Kathy Day, and I'm like, it's already a Kathy Day.
No, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
Oh,
I can understand that.
We need some.
You do have her on the brain.
We need some better enunciation coming from your side.
International Day for Elimination of Racial Discrimination.
Oh, that probably plays off the whole Selma thing.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Day of Forests, Memory Day, National California Strawberry Day. I didn't know we had our own strawberries. Hopefully they're better than the ones at the store. Every time I pick up a thing of strawberries from the store, like the inside is like all mold.
Have you ever been to Watsonville?
I don't think, not that I know of.
Well, it's near Monterey, Carmel.
Okay.
What is it? Santa Cruz. They probably produce more strawberries there than anywhere else in the world.
Oh. Well, I know that there is in California, there's like the Strawberry Festival, but I didn't know if that was like actually Strawberry Festival or it was just what they named like because it's like a big bluegrass thing concert. So I wasn't sure. Okay. It's also Common Courtesy Day. Countdown, crunchy tacos. Oh, that sounds good. I bet Nephi got his free taco today. You know what he does? So Taco Bell, if you didn't know this, has a pass that you can buy for like under $3, right? And you get free tacos every time you use that pass. He goes every single day and gets that free taco.
It's $10 a month, and you get a free taco every day.
Okay, maybe 10 here, not there.
Okay.
Not where he's at. Unless he corrects me now. If I am wrong, Nephi, please correct me. But he gets his free taco every day, and then he stores them all up and hoards them, and then has them all like in one day for dinner, and has a.
Wait, you can't.
No, okay, maybe I made the last part up, but he does have he goes every single day and gets his free taco.
Because there's no way those shells stay hard.
That's true.
And you just end up with taco salad after.
It is also the National Day of Action on Syringe Exchange, which is very, very important. I don't care what you think about people that have intravenous drug addiction or whatever else. Syringe exchange is important. It's also National Flower Day, Fragrance Day, Puppetry Day, I wonder if this is like Big Fatty Puppetry Day. You know what I mean? Tom's making a face. If you're watching the video, you would laugh right now. It's also World Poetry Day, Down Syndrome, Slytherin Pride Day. Slytherin's got no pride. Yeah. Also, Nowruz Day, which is part of the Baha'i calendar. Welderly, I guess that is the way it's spelled. It is wellness for the elderly.
Well, we like that.
Yes, very much so.
Represent that.
Also, it's National Teenager Day, Single Parents Day, Healthy Fats Day. That's us. Hey. And French bread, which now I want French bread.
Me too.
But
you know what Sean loves? I mean, seriously, more than anything, is a warm thing of French bread. Like when you get it at the store and you bring it home and it's still warm.
Yes.
And a stick of butter, and he will eat that whole thing.
Me too.
I
and
mean,
mom too. Yeah,
actually he won't, but he would.
he
I
would.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's like it's weird because with me it's like, see, I used to love barbecue chips, but now I'd actually rather go for the sour cream and onion. But I'm kind of like that. You hand me the bag, you're not getting it back.
Yeah.
Same thing with French bread with him.
Wow. Yeah, I usually when I do go over here, I usually get a thing of either French bread or Dutch crust, and we slice it up, and either I cook it in the oven to make French, well, like, yeah, garlic bread,
Right.
or mom and I just cut off a couple pieces through the day and slap some butter on it, and it's all good.
Yeah, I remember they used to at the store that used to be over here. They used to sell a 99-cent garlic French. No, it was actually $1.99. A garlic French bread. It already had all the butter and garlic on it. The fake garlic. I mean, butter and garlic, and it came in a bag, and you threw the bag in the oven, and you kept it there for like 10 minutes. Pulled it out, and then just cut it up, and it was like hot, but it was always they made it there. It was fresh, and it was shit. Okay, so
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Used to love that. You remember the boxes of frozen banquet chicken, fried
yeah,
chicken?
yeah, yeah.
We used to love to get like one of those and one of the garlic bread things, and that would be dinner. But they don't make those anymore, or at least they don't sell them around here anymore.
Well, because everyone kept going, what piece is this?
It's like, oh, here's a thigh, here's a leg, and some mystery piece.
But that wasn't a leg. That was actually a piece of wing. That was, and it's like, and then they would take a breast and cut it into like 4 pieces.
Mhm. Yep.
But it was still tasty, and it's made the house smell really good. But
Right.
what
And
was
then, and then God forbid you overcook it, because we liked it really crispy, but
right?
we didn't like the inside really crispy, but it was a very fine balance to not have shoe leather.
Oh, well, see, I was always standing at the door waiting to pull it out and eat it. So
Yeah. Okay, today's affirmation. I do not fix problems, I fix my thinking. Then problems fix themselves. That is beautiful. That is deep.
yeah,
That is balls deep. So,
I just wished it were truer, but yeah.
uh, true. Right. Well, you know what? We have to think it, and then it will become true.
Well,
Apparently,
it's kind of like it's the old Nancy Reagan situation
just say
that
no.
that she was against something until it affected her.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
so once you change your thinking, it changes everything. So I get that. I get what it's saying, but yeah, but getting people to change the way they think is a lot easier than it's not easy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Funny, I was just talking about Nancy Reagan about half an hour ago. Yeah. I was just wondering how the hell that neck held her head up. But anyway, okay, so again, this is Bacon Month. So happy birthday, Kathy Bacon. And if anyone else out there in our listener land has birthdays in the month of March, congratulations, happy birthday. But it's Bacon Month, so all we can do is wish you a happy birthday from here. Okay. Hey, we did get some feedback though. Sean wrote in and said, he said, there's a monarch butterfly grove not far from here in Pismo Beach. Went there a few years ago and the amount of butterflies seemed pretty low. Numbers have gone up since. Good to know monarchs are on the rebound. It is too. They are so pretty. I remember as a kid always being enthralled whenever I saw one.
Oh, I know. When I was a kid, I remember that they were so common. It was ridiculous. Looking out in the backyard and the flowers and not seeing a monarch butterfly was rare.
Yeah.
And now it's rare to ever see one.
Yeah, actually, I I can't remember the last time I've seen. Actually, I can't remember the last time I've actually just seen a butterfly in person.
Well, I'm
But
thinking, I'm wondering if the heat has something to do with it. That are the hotter it gets, the less that likely they're going to come into the valley areas.
right, that's
I'm,
true.
but I don't know. They could love it as far as I
Hmm.
know that who knows.
Um, okay, so let's go ahead and move into Chub Hugs. I'd like to send out Chub Hugs to Sarah, whose family pup passed. Diva, our friend Diva, who adopted a new pup, actually is an older pup, but absolutely just the sweetest, cutest thing. And then also to our friend Michael Kennedy, who put so much work into his event from last night.
Well, it's not surprising. I mean, he puts 100% into everything he does.
Yes, everything.
Yeah,
So, and
but we know how hard they are, though.
absolutely, that's why any event, regardless of, whatever technical issues or anything might happen in it, they deserve props for just getting it up there. So, did you have any jump ups?
Well, first of all, to my dear husband who is driving my car for a third week because his car is in the shop. So a hug for both him and his car. I need
Mm,
my car back. I thought I'd be okay. I thought I'd be okay. I mean, I
uh,
don't go out much anyway. If I do, I go out for lunch or maybe to the grocery store. But I'm not walking anywhere, so I am basically prisoner. I'm a prisoner. Um, Yesterday he didn't want. He's like, I want to go to Dos Coyotes. I go, well, okay, go get whatever you want. And he goes, what are you going to have? I go, I won't know until you bring that car back. Hurry up, Jesus. So
oh,
yeah, so I met him in the driveway and we just traded key. Here, get out.
oh, what did
Front
you
door is
get?
open. Oh, I went out and got KFC.
Nice. We went to Dos Coyotes about a month ago, and I'm still not impressed.
I hate it. I don't like it.
No. So ish. All right. Okay, so current topics.
Oh wait, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got I got 5 seedlings, so I'm sending out a chub hug to them. So yeah, because I haven't grown anything since last summer because I just have so much weed. But I want to keep it going. So I've got 5 seedlings that I'm sending my love to because I'm nervous. I'm the seedling when the seeds are just popping and you're trying to get them to take, and it's tough, but you know what it's like to be a parent. So
Uh, um, yeah.
okay, yeah.
Well, pet
and
parent.
and and to, and to Kathy Bacon on the celebration of her birthday month.
Well, I guess we have to give her a big shout out. Happy birthday. Chub hugs to Kathy Bacon. It just feels so normal and so right. Oh, did I tell you that she got the little present that I sent her?
Yes,
Oh, you saw it, right?
yes, I have
Yeah.
Twitter.
Specially made from Etsy. It's so pretty. It's so much more pretty than I even thought it was going to be. I love it. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so current topics. A Christian school has forced teachers to sign a contract swearing that they'll always be straight. The same school that targeted LGBTQ students earlier this year is now going after the teachers. Sounds like something Christians would do. Disney censors had to cut any content that would nod to LGBTQ people. And the staff of both Pixar and Disney have complained that a lot of the stuff that is aimed toward LGBTQ people keep getting whittled down into next to nothing. However, after complaints, et cetera, came out, they are now going to be including a same-sex kiss that is in the upcoming Toy Story prequel, Lightyear. Now, executives have announced the affection will be restored to the movie before the release. So I always said, Buzz Lightyear, a little queer. Just saying. All right. Also, more Americans support LGBTQ rights higher than ever. Republicans and white evangelical Protestants, that's Christians, trail evangelical Protestants.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
Okay, trail behind other groups, but even those groups show a majority support for non-discrimination protections of some sort. So there you go. So now Tom wants to talk to you about
Transferring over to this week. Let's see, what do we do here? RuPaul's Drag Race was a lot of fun on Friday. This is after the horrible Snatch game from the previous week, she brought the 7 in the bottom back and made them lip sync to get rid of one of them. And it was interesting because as the girls would be sent, they go against each other, and whoever won got to go back, and they sat back there and they talked a lot, and it was an interesting show. It was because you got to learn a lot about the girls and just how they were thinking, and it was kind of refreshing and very informative.
okay.
Let's see, on this Masked Singer was kind of because the person they demasked, I'm sitting there going, I don't know who that is. Who the fuck is that? So on South Park, pardon?
Do you remember the name
On what?
of the guy?
Oh yeah, his name was Joe Buck. He's a sportscaster. See?
No clue. Yeah.
Even if it was like a somewhat well-known newscaster, then at least
Like Fran Target.
Oh, I've heard of that person.
Yeah.
But when it's some guy, I don't know. South Park this week was their St. Patrick's Day show, and what I loved was Butters is all excited about it being St. Patrick's Day. So one of the girls at school, he goes up and goes, "You're not wearing green," so he pinches her and then gets arrested for sexual abuse, which is funny because technically, if you did that in the office, you would be in HR.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very, they just have such a way of making us look more ridiculous as a human race than we actually are. And I applaud them for it. I do.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of HR, Human Resources, Big Mouth, the spinoff called Human Resources, just started this week. That's 10 episodes on Netflix, and this is the hormone monsters and everybody else that it works behind the scenes to make the human race go. And episode 2 was really pretty funny because the hormone monsters got in trouble because they were fucking everywhere. And so the spider that answers the phones slipped on all the jizz that was in the break room and broke a bunch of legs. So they had to bring in somebody to talk to the hormone monsters about how they were handling this thing. You're not the only ones in this office, so you can't just have sex whenever you want with whomever you want in the office. and so they had to sit down and have a little talk through, and they had their moments, but at the end they go, okay, well, how about if we just have a room that we can go fuck in the building? And they're like, well, that can be done. And they go, and one of the characters goes, hey, one with a drain in the middle of the room. and they go, isn't that considered a murder room? Uh-huh. So they ended up getting their own room with a drain in the center. And I was laughing a lot because there was a window on the door and the people were looking in through the window watching them. They don't want to slip in it, but they don't mind watching it. So,
Right. Yeah.
it was a very funny episode. Let's see. And Top Chef. This is kind of fun, and I think you might like this. Top Chef Canada is on Amazon.
Oh, really?
At least episode or season 6, and I think 7 is on there because we started watching season 6 yesterday, and it's very much like, of course it would be very much like it. You don't know any of these people, you've never heard of any of these people. The most you've heard of is the people that have worked at restaurants in America that you go, oh yeah, like one guy worked at the French Laundry. So
Okay.
okay, well, yeah, we know that. And it's really interesting. Did you know the French Laundry was the best restaurant in America at one point? Isn't
No.
that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, best as far as finest restaurant, that kind of restaurant. But anyway, so it was a good show. I think you'll like it. And it gives you another opportunity to see more chefs and more cooking and another form of Top Chef.
I love that.
Yeah. And then regular Top Chef is also on right now on Bravo. And on that one, because what I do is, like right now, I don't really know who any of these people are and kind of don't care. We're basically just fishing out the floaters anyway. So
yeah.
But what I like is their ideas of competition. So this week it was an Asian night market, and basically an Asian night market is like a street fair where you go and you can have all these different kinds of Asian types of foods, Korean and Vietnamese and Chinese and Indian and Japanese. There's all these different, or your favorite, Taiwanese. But you can go to all these different tables and they're all making all this fresh food. So that's what the competition was for the chefs. And it's really, I love watching these people's minds work and how they prepare it, especially when you have to feed 100 people a snack. It's like, I can't even imagine trying to figure out how much food I'm going to need to make that without doing it at least once, going, okay, I thought I had enough for 100, but I only ended up with enough for about 80. So I know I need to increase it this one. They just kind of fall into it and do it. I'm always impressed.
I'm amazed. Yeah.
Let's see. We started watching a new show called Vikings Valhalla, the new one on Netflix.
Yeah.
It is just toxic masculinity.
Good way?
But with hot guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. I mean, I can't, it's hard dealing with dudes in braids and ponytails, but you know how that is. But these guys are all like really good looking. I'm waiting for some of them to strip down so I can see what they look like. Because right now we've got a lot of clothes going on, but I'm sure they're going to be around winches and, hopefully the fur will be flying. We'll see. Because the show itself is kind of like, I thought this was going to be better. But at least it's, 50 minutes of eye candy.
Yeah.
So sometimes it balances out. Escanto, is that it? I don't want to talk about Bruno.
Encanto, yes.
Encanto, okay. It's now on Disney Plus. Sing along.
I don't know what that is, but
sing along. So it during all the songs they're going to have the subtitles down so you can sing along.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I figured that's something you'd really like because you're really a fan of the soundtrack, and so yeah. Disney does this a lot when they have something as popular as this show is. So it's you can watch it without, you can watch it with subtitles, or not subtitles, but with the sing along. So good stuff. Excited. They've got a new Cheaper by the Dozen right now. Disney just started with Zach Braff from Scrubs, and it's an interracial couple. It's a movie, interracial couple who get married, and so it's basically what they based the Brady Bunch on, was two couples coming together, and so there's this nice group of all these kids.
Yeah, the his, mine, and ours for with
yeah, that was another one.
that was not that. I guess it was okay. A lot of people liked it. It was not one of my favorites.
Well, I just there's too many children's storylines like
Yeah.
in that.
But I like the one that Lucy did ages ago, 150 years ago.
Wasn't it her and Brian Keith? Was it Brian
I
Keith?
think so.
Yeah. But then that was a lighter day, a younger day.
True.
Where things were more innocent. And let's see, Bachelor. The Bachelor finished up last week. And the Clayton was the Bachelor, but during the whole time you're going, okay, so he's kind of attractive because he's got a really great jawline and chin, but he's kind of a idiot in the same sense, because we had some of these really mean girls who were, they would be all over him on group dates, and he was fine with that, while the other girls are standing around picking their butts, because it's like, oh, this is a group date. Well, too bad Clayton doesn't know it. And then the mean girl would go, oh, Clayton, they're mean to me. Why are they so mean to me? I'm always trying to be nice to them, especially this girl. And then he'd get rid of her. He'd get rid of the girl that the mean girl is telling, and he's only believing the girl who's got her hand in his crotch and tongue down his throat. And I mean, seriously, it's an event where you've got, let's say, 9 girls on this date, and she'd always go up and then just start French kissing him. Like right away. Oh, there you are! Yay! And if I'm girl number 3 to get a hug, it's like, don't get that mouth around me. I don't get the herpes. Anyway, he's kind of a dick, and one of the girls at the end told him that, said, oh my God, what's wrong with you? I mean, you're just an asshole to us. You like this one girl, but then you go to my house and you tell my parents that you love me. Really? Is that what is wrong with So Gabby just laid it out, and so he got rid of Gabby. He got rid of Rachel on the last show, and then asked Susie to marry him, and she said no. But they ended up getting together because it's like 3-4 months in between when they finish and now when it actually plays. So they're together. Let's see what happens with that. But the good news is Rachel and Gabby are the new bachelorettes.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah, that's fun. And I think it'll be interesting to see, because if they're handing out roses, how do they get rid of enough people? I guess if there's, because they start out with like 30 people, 30 guys.
Really?
So
I didn't realize it was that much.
They probably each get, to give away maybe 12 roses a piece to get rid of the first 6. And those are usually the guys who got really super drunk and are kind of standing there on the first night, and they're kind of doing this because they can't stand up straight, which is always fun. I usually only watch the first episode just because it's always such a train wreck. But this one, just, every week you're like going, what is wrong with this guy? How come he doesn't do this? Aren't the producers coming up to him at some point going, you're looking like an asshole. Why aren't you not paying attention to the other girls? and you're only listening to this bitch who sticks her tongue in your face every time you're together. Look at you.
Does he
How'd you feel if that was your daughter? You know,
Oh,
you'd be going, or that was your son, you'd be saying, get away from this whore. She's just using you. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
that's good TV. No, I want a gay version and not a watered down, weird ass thing like
No.
we
You can't
had.
do a gay version because it's like, oh, look, they slept with each other on the first day.
Again.
And that would be the other contestants, not the actual bachelor.
Exactly.
So that's it. It almost just can't work. Let's see. This I know you'll be interested in. Netflix. It's a new show with Mikey Day as Mikey Day from Saturday Night Live. He's the host, and it's called "Is It Cake?"
Oh, yeah, you
And so
mentioned
this
that.
is, this is where they have they make up other foods or other things that look like cake. Like,
Mm.
is it a cake or is it a hamburger? Is
Oh.
it cake or is it a tennis shoe? So um, just it's fun. He tries real hard, and it's rough around the edges, but I think it's going to get better.
Cool.
But it's still fun. It was still fun, and I do find it fascinating seeing how these people make cake out of make cake look like other things. And
Mhm.
in the previews, they had like cutting into a remember the old computer screens, the ones from Apple, the domes, I guess they
Oh,
were.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
one that's a cake. It
Wow.
looks like a screen, but it's a cake. I don't get it.
I
Anyway,
really want cake now.
sorry, cake and French bread. We're in trouble.
Mm.
Um, let's
Herb
see.
load.
Let's see. On Nuke's top five, which I love.
Mhm.
Since I'm watching it now while he's watching hockey, so we can still be in the same room, but I don't have to listen to him yelling. Um, and but what happens is the sound is different than it is when you're just listening to it off the TV. So you actually hear like they're using a soundtrack in the background to kind of create a mood.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure it's the Halloween soundtrack, not the dun 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 dun. It's not that one. It's more of the the just the other one that you're listening to that going, that's Halloween. I'm pretty sure that's Halloween. So it's kind of cool because I never heard any background music before, but it's
Mhm.
subliminal. You know what
Subliminal. Yeah.
it's that in the background. So I've really it's been kind of exciting now. I'm like, oh, something's coming up. I can hear the music coming up. So
Yeah.
um, let's see. Okay, this is interesting. The Oscars are next week, so this is kind of our Oscar show. And with the nominees for the Oscar show, for Best Picture, the two nominees that seem to be front runners are Coda and The Power of the Dog.
Mhm.
So far, Coda's won the Producers Guild and the SAG Award for Best Ensemble. Power of the Dog has won Directors Guild and the BAFTA Awards, which is the British Academy Awards. And then just yesterday, Coda picked up the Writers Guild Award as well. But I'm not sure if Power of the Dog was even available because the Writers Guild, if you're not a member of the Writers Guild, you can't even be nominated.
Mm. Oh,
So,
well.
yeah. So it's weird because Coda is nominated for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, the father, and Best Screenplay. And that's it. Where The Power of the Dog is nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor twice, Best Supporting Actress, Director, Screenplay, Cinematography, Art Direction, Film Editing, Sound, Musical Score, and I think that's it. But it's like it's it's got it's the big nominee, and
Mhm.
so it's just going to be weird to see if it's a David and Goliath thing, where
Yeah.
Coda comes in and takes it out. And I did finally see Power of the Dog, which I know you've seen as well.
Mhm.
And as much as I hated the preview, I didn't particularly hate the movie. I mean, it's ridiculously slow.
Mhm.
And then recently, yesterday, Brian told me something that I didn't get or I didn't know, and that was that you know the ending of the show, what happens to the
Mhm.
main character, that was deliberate. It wasn't an accident. That it was
Right.
a revenge plot. I didn't realize it was a revenge plot. I thought it was an accident.
Okay. So, do you have more stuff to talk about after that?
No, no.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell our listeners, if you have not seen this movie, and you don't want any spoilers, jump ahead about a minute, minute and a half here, because uh, so yeah, it was deliberate, and the whole thing was that, and and this is kind of one of the issues that I had with it, is the whole reason that he did that to him was because it was supposed to be that he was trying to like save his mother. It was supposed to be that he was making the choice between his quote unquote lover and the and his mother, thinking that he was gonna go crazy and like kill the mother or something. So he made the choice to do that, to like take him out and protect his mother. But the thing is that they never established a real relationship between the kid and the cowboy, or Benedict's thing. They never really flushed out any type of relationship other than maybe a few little, oh yeah, they're both gays. There was never they never really established that and made you feel a connection and a love or a care or a camaraderie, other than, oh yeah, we're both gay and we're both stuck out here. And they did not at the end, I think, build up enough threat that it felt like the mother's life was in danger to make him really make that choice.
Yeah, I don't know why she was in danger. I mean, he liked to toy with her because he knew she was a drunk.
Uh-huh.
But that was it. He never threatened her.
Right.
He never gave any indication that he was going to hurt her. So
No.
I don't get that. But I will say that I did enjoy the second half of the movie. There's a lot of skin on cowboys, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
because when they're out cleaning the hides and
Yeah.
they've all got their shirt off, I'm thinking, this summer sun, and you're out there with your shirt off. What, you want skin cancer? What's
Right.
going on here?
Exactly. Well,
And yeah, and then a lot of the frolicking in the pond naked. So that was okay
and I
too.
loved seeing, Benedict naked, and and that's the thing though, is that I wanted, and I mean, they're going to tell the story that they're going to tell regardless of what I want. But at least as a viewer, I wanted to see some for I didn't need to see them fuck, maybe a kiss, maybe a potential. I just needed to feel some depth to their relationship that made his choice believable. That he was making this difficult choice of, it's my mother or my lover, and so I'm taking this guy out because that's the only way that I see out of this. And then the ending was so abrupt that, like you said, you didn't even really get that. I was just like, okay, we're making some rope, and then he's dead. What? Huh? You made me sit through like 2.5 hours to get to this? So that
You know,
was like, but
it's
I mean,
it's only 2 hours and 9 minutes, but
oh, it sure
it,
felt
it
longer.
sure felt longer, didn't it? It was
Yeah.
like,
But and that's it, but it did have good cinematography and set and costume, and I mean, there
sure.
were all the elements to make it just this powerhouse film. And for me, it just the not having the relationship just imploded for me.
Yeah, I
But
just felt it felt way too 1950s
Uh,
romance where I guess we were supposed to think it was going on or something was happening,
yeah,
you
like
know,
maybe when they climbed in those tents, you know.
and did the, they should have panned out to the ocean through the curtains with the
Exactly.
wind blowing through it, because that would have told me what it was. But
Right.
this I didn't know. I mean, I thought it was, I love the look of the film. The pacing
Hmm.
is terrible,
Hmm.
but I'm just, to me, it almost makes me want to go back and see if I missed something,
Yeah, exactly.
or this is something that happened in the actual book. And so people are assuming that it happened here, but they didn't really see it happen. See, I think
Right.
there's a lot of that too. I think,
Or even the editing. Like, did somebody
well, I mean, editing or
something?
screenplay, whichever, I just didn't see it. And so to me, it felt like it was an accident.
Hmm.
And so, and then everyone's going, no, 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 it was a revenge plot. And I'm like,
Yeah, because he
you say,
looked at that rope. He knew, or he looked at the hides. He knew what he was doing. Although, why the hell he had hides there from the cow that was, whatever, and he just left them there. Nobody knew what they were. Somebody else could have touched them or something. But
yeah, I don't get it. I don't get
yeah.
it. So
Um, but I really hope that Coda like does it, because it was just such a great film.
yeah, the thing is that I'm just worried that it's going to be like, it's going to be considered like Green Book, which was, an okay movie,
Mhm.
that was entertaining, but yeah, I'm just worried because in the old days it was always there. They would take the film with the that was like so dramatic and so
Mhm.
important. This is an important movie, and now we're doing like, little family dramas.
Mhm.
And I'd rather, where are the comedies? Where is Tick Tick Boom? But that's
Mm.
another story.
Yeah. I have three more Oscar movies to watch, and two of them are, I think, the ones I have to read, and I've
Drive
just
my
been putting them
car.
off.
Drive my
Yeah.
car.
Yep.
And what's the other one that you have to read?
Oh, maybe I don't have to read it. It's the one. It's something about food, pizza.
Oh, Licorice Pizza,
Yeah, and then the musical.
West Side Story.
Yeah, those are the three that I haven't watched yet. Um, okay, so mostly for my week, mostly I've been working. I haven't really watched much of anything or done all that much. It's just been kind of work, work, work. And then I have also been doing some scanning projects where I'm scanning in old family photos and working on that for several hours at a time. Also, voice to text projects, which I'm taking old handwritten documents and stories and journals and things like that, and basically reading them into, when you can, like my tablet or my phone, and it'll translate it into text, and then I have to take it into a text document and correct all the things that it fucked up, so that it's all in editable text form. So I've been working on that. Well, I've been doing projects like that for the last year or so, but been trying to get more of them wrapped up lately. So when I'm not working, I'm basically doing that. I did resubscribe to WoW for a little bit and played a little bit of that, but again, it's just proving to me that until the next expansion, I'm kind of done with it. It's just too grindy. um, and I watched the first episode of Raised by Wolves. I will be continuing it, but it just, I, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. I don't know whether it's the pacing or the lack. It just, I don't know. There's something, but I liked the first season up into the last couple episodes. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just keep watching it and see if it gets better, but I'm not putting a lot of effort into it. Then, of course, I did talk about going to the La Femme pageant last night with lots of drag queens, and there were a couple of them that had headdresses that were at least about 10 feet across. And then another one that had was practically Valkyrie from the Marvel movies, but with wings that just spread out like about 12 feet. It was just really some incredible costuming. I have continued to watch Reba. I think I'm about into season 3, and it's a great show, but it's also very like they had the pot issue and one parent smoked pot, and then Reba was all like, well, I've been offered pot, at least close to 200 times, and I never smoked pot, and that should count for something. And I'm like, okay, sure. But yeah, so it's very, it's just, and like they had, what was the other one that they did? I don't know. There was some other topic that they did that you're just like, wow, that's kind of dated a decade ago. We've kind of moved on from all that shit now. And then Cheyenne Jackson from Call Me Kat is also a singer. And so I went and looked up some of his old music from like 2016, 2017. And he's got an amazing voice, but damn, was that a boring ass album. I mean, he actually like redid Besame Mucho. And I'm like, dude, how can you fuck up Besame Mucho? It's a very simple song, but he did. There was one song though called Drive that was really good. And if you like more contemporary and you like Cheyenne Jackson, go look up YouTube and listen to the song Drive. It's really good. But the other stuff, I don't know if it floats your boat, but it didn't mine. He's pretty. That's about it. And then finally, I found Indebted. You remember that show? That is the Fran Drescher vehicle where she the parents with Steven Weber, and they lose all their money and they have to move in with their dorky son and his wife and family, and they're just horrible fuck ups and kind of insane. I wanted to watch it again with a little distance from the first viewing to see, okay, was it as bad as I thought? And in one respect, yes, it was. But in another respect, it wasn't. If you take the actors, some of the actors, and I hate to say Fran as part of it because she just was not good for that role, and you just pay attention to the writing, a lot of the writing is actually pretty sound. It's just the cast, except for Steven Weber. Steven actually did a good job, but pretty much the rest of the cast just did not work. But when I'm listening to the actual, like dialogue, I'm like, this is actually pretty good dialogue and a pretty good premise, but it just is really not cast well and not directed well as well. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to finish watching it, and I love Fran, absolutely love Fran Drescher, but just not the role for her. Anyway, and that is kind of my week. So we want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and to be you. That Market Clothing wants those of us who've been told that we are too much of something, we'll turn those negatives into positives. And do that by using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And I went over there today and they have some really cute new trucker hats. And they have some, that's all I'm gonna say. If you like hats, if you like the baseball hats, the trucker hats, go over and check them out. They've got some really cute sayings, and we'll just leave it at that. It's time for advice. Are you ready for this? This comes from Dear Prudie over at Slate.com. I know that's a surprise, but please go over, check them out, and all that stuff. Dear Prudence, I'm 19 years old and graduated high school last spring. Rather than start college in an uncertainty of a pandemic, I took deferred enrollment and am basically just enjoying myself. I'm not working. My parents are wealthy, so I don't need the money. And I really don't want a service sector job where I'm going to have to be fighting with people over masks and vaccines. I'm doing a lot of reading and some social media communications for a nonprofit I volunteered with. Well, my parents are okay with this, but my brother is going berserk. He thinks I should take a job, any job, to learn responsibility and start building wealth of my own. I've never had a job, but he's worked since he was 16, first at a grocery store and later as a server in restaurants. During college, he held down a full-time job and carried a full course load and thinks I'm lazy for not being similarly committed. He has always been kind of bossy, and when we were younger, I accepted it since he was my big brother. But we're both adults now, and I don't think I like it when he tells my parents they need to stop coddling me and make me carry my own weight. They just smile and nod. That's been their approach to sibling disagreements. But it still bothers me. I don't want to be confrontational, but what can I do to make this stop? I'll just shut the fuck up. You're 19. You don't need to listen to his dumbass.
No, I think that the brother's right.
See, I kind of disagree.
Well, this person, I mean, he worked at a grocery store and then a server in a restaurant.
Okay, but let me read that differently, okay?
You mean the way you read it?
I've never had a job, but he's worked since he was 16, first at a grocery store and later as a server in restaurants.
Yeah, and so this person has no responsibility. They've got to do something. I mean, they could just live off mom and dad forever, I suppose. But aren't we just setting up a problem with youth when we give them the idea that having just no responsibility at all is okay?
Okay, but
are they going to go back to college?
College for 1 year. They're 19, and they're also volunteering with a nonprofit. So that doesn't sound to me like somebody who is uninvested. It sounds like somebody who's taking a year off.
What are they doing at the nonprofit? That's what I want to know.
They are doing social media and communications work. And as somebody who does that, let me tell you, it is work.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just saying that taking a year off.
I don't believe it's a year off.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. We'll contact them in a year and see how it goes.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay. Dear Prudie had to say, you can ask your brother to stop bringing this up with you, but you're not in charge of the conversations he has with your parents. It's great that you're enjoying not working this year and have the ability to do so. Knowing that your brother takes issue with this seems like a small price to pay for a pretty great setup. Assuming his comments bother you less than going to work every day would, you may just need to learn to live with them. See, if the brother went and did all that and is accumulating his own wealth and standing on his own feet, that's great. But again, here's somebody who's trying to tell everybody that they need to measure up to him.
No,
I think he just needs to shut up and let the younger person either fail or succeed on their own.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. Hey, Chubs, what's your favorite thing about spring?
The flowers.
I
I and I
agree.
don't mind a little bit of a warm up, but I don't want it to be 88 degrees tomorrow.
No, I know. I think that my favorite thing is just the fresh air and well, as much as we can get in the city, and the flowers and the bloom and watching everything grow and just it's all lovely. What's your least favorite thing about spring?
Um, this, well, first of all, that I have to hear you go on and on about the equinox bullshit that you always throw out there, but
You mean
it's the
my belief
allergies.
system, my
It's the
belief
allergies.
system? Yeah.
So that's what I hate most about spring,
Mhm,
and that it's going to bring on yet another hot, dry summer.
mhm.
So just the anticipation of that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, the oncoming of summer a couple months away is probably one of my least favorite things. The
Couple of months,
allergies,
it's like a couple hours away. 88 degrees.
I
It's a full
know.
summer day.
What can I say? It is what it is. I'm so sorry. But you know what? When summer does get here and we have yet another big pagan holiday, I'll be sure to bring it up as often as possible.
Well, that's because I expect it from you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's time for Take a Guess. How many bottles of water are sold each year? Take a guess.
In the world,
Well, America. Let's say America.
um, uh, 3.5 billion.
Actually, 42.6 billion. And that is individual 1 liter bottles every year. And globally, people go through roughly 200 billion plastic bottles annually.
All that plastic.
I know, right? And it's all in the water, it's all in us. And wait
Yeah.
till you hear what I got for next week.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Mr. Moose wrote in to tell us what's in his box, his lunch box, and he started with a hot pepper. Shredded beef with celery and carrots was good. Tasted like sriracha was the base of the sauce. Appetizer of a steamed vegetarian spring roll with peanut dipping sauce. Could have used some meat.
It's so big the way he shot it. This looks like a burrito.
Right? It's huge. Also a healthy dinner prepared at home. Grilled chicken seasoned with Cajun seasoning and a side of roasted Brussels sprout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
handle
I
the
got to tell
sprout.
you, I am so into everything needs to be hot now.
Okay.
It's got to be
Yeah.
a little bit of because I use the Old Bay a
Mm,
lot, and
mm,
there's another one we have that's real similar to it. But like I made chicken salad for chicken salad sandwiches, right? And I threw some of that in there, and there was just this warmth that
mm.
added. It didn't add a taste, but it added a whole different texture to
Mm.
it. And so it's like I'm pretty much like when I do a dry like a flour, for
Mhm.
putting in chicken or whatever, the
Yeah,
outside of the chicken, everything has some kind of like spice to it. So it's just like I can't get enough of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
then
I have definitely
Brussels sprouts, yum.
I have
Brussels sprouts,
definitely
yum.
I've definitely learned as I got a little bit older to like the warmth, the heat, a little bit of heat. As far as the Brussels sprouts, although we went to the Hawaiian place downtown and our vegan friend ordered some Brussels sprouts and offered everybody a taste. And so I did taste one, and it was not horrific. However, it was also so drenched in teriyaki that it just I think I swelled up on the spot from the water retention. Um, but they had seasoned it and grilled it really well, and I did not find it horrible. And that's all I'll say about that.
And that's another thing I love about spring is that it brings on spring fruits and vegetables. Spring and summer fruits and vegetables like strawberries that we were mentioning earlier come into play real soon. Artichokes, cherries, stuff that, well, technically you used to not be able to get during the winter time. So it was always something you looked forward to. Although, having watermelon in January that doesn't taste like anything isn't the event that I had hoped it would be, because that's one thing that they go on about. It's like, wow, look, you can have cherries in December. And I go, yeah, but they don't taste like anything.
No, yeah, you're right.
So if but that like there's 3 weeks in May and June where it's just cherry season, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Locally, and it's fantastic. So Brussels sprouts, this is where you start going to the farmers market, and they have them on the stalks. It's like on a 5-foot stalk where they're all growing on it. It's really fun and cool, and then you can take it home and cut them off the stalk, although it's
throw them away.
a lot more work than you really need to. And then there's that big stalk that it's too big to bang yourself with, so there's not much else you can do with it.
Yeah. We got some organic bananas from Amazon that came, and they were very green, and they never did anything but be green. So I finally opened one up, and it was like practically solid inside and extremely bitter. Please hold. Okay. So with that, it is actually time to bring this to a close. So send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment on chubsgonewild.com. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/chubsgonewild, where you can go over and check out all the beautiful photos that Moose sent us. Also go over to youtube.com and just search for Chubs Gone Wild, and you can find us over there and watch us. See our awesome backgrounds. Let's see. You can become a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swannerandjudd.com. Find their podcast in iTunes or on iHeartRadio. Also find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com, and check out my other podcast at biggaySexShow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
And you can give us a call and wish Kathy
408-69 Chubs. Oh wait, sorry.
And wish Kathy Bacon a happy birthday.
That's right. And if you can call, wish her happy birthday, and maybe we could play it. If you called, we could play your wish for happy birthday to Kathy Bacon.
That would be wonderful. And
because next week is our last happy birthday Kathy Bacon month
exactly
show.
Yep, exactly. So get it in, or it doesn't happen. Wait, that sounds
no, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. We will talk to you next week. Yes, that is it. All right. Bye.
Bye.